When we picture the ancient world, we tend to rely on a cinematic snapshot, a giant reptile roaring in the rain, stomping through a misty, static jungle. Calling this 186 million year span the Age of Reptiles overlooks the actual story. We look at these isolated skeletons in museums and miss the larger, violently shifting stage they actually lived on. The Mesozoic involved the total reconstruction of the Earth's surface and atmosphere. The map was physically dismantled and rebuilt over millions of years. This era is an ancient laboratory. It is a nearly 200 million year experiment testing exactly what this planet is capable of when its physical systems are pushed to the absolute limit. 252 million years ago, every landmass formed a single C-shaped supercontinent called Pangaea, surrounded by one global ocean. Because of its massive size, ocean moisture couldn't reach the interior. Clouds dumped water at the coastlines, leaving the inner continent a vast desert. Pangaea was never going to last. Millions of years of volcanic activity physically tore the supercontinent apart, spewing massive lava flows that covered millions of square kilometers as the Atlantic Ocean began to unzip. As these colossal plates crashed, the crust buckled upward, forging the deep roots of massive structures like the Rocky Mountains, while simultaneously pumping staggering amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The massive release of volcanic gas during this tectonic breakup cranked the planet's climate thermostat to extraordinary levels, forcing every living thing into a brutal survival test. This chart illustrates the sheer scale of the heat. While modern carbon dioxide levels are pushing past 420 parts per million, the mid-Cretaceous peak skyrocketed to 11 times that amount, wrapping the Earth in a thick, insulating greenhouse blanket. That heat deleted all permanent ice from the planet. Instead of frozen wastelands, the North and South Poles were covered in warm, dark, temperate rainforests where water temperatures neared 90 degrees Fahrenheit. When global ocean temperatures boil, normal circulation collapses. Cold polar water no longer sinks to drag vital oxygen downward. The deep oceans stagnate and suffocate into dead zones. Up in the hot shallows, delicate corals die off, replaced by resilient, box-shaped clams forming bizarre reefs. Extreme heat breaks the planet's core physical systems, dictating entirely new rules for who survives. On land, this extreme climate triggered a botanical transformation. For most of history, the world was dominated by ferns and conifers, until flowering plants suddenly exploded, an event Charles Darwin famously called an abominable mystery. This microscopic view reveals a mechanical breakthrough. Angiosperms evolved hyper-dense leaf vein networks, outclassing older plants. This better plumbing pulled water through stems faster, allowing them to keep surface pores open longer to suck in massive amounts of atmospheric carbon dioxide. By processing carbon at these speeds, flowers literally outgrew the slow-moving conifers. They dominated the upper canopy, stole the light, and rapidly diversified into thousands of species, entirely reshaping the dinosaur food web. Dominance in extreme climates is often won by superior natural engineering and hidden physiological efficiencies. The fossil record contains a diverse array of specialized mammals that lived alongside the dinosaurs, occupying roles far more complex than simple scavengers. There were semi-aquatic beaver-like swimmers, scratch diggers tearing into termite mounds, and species gliding between trees. A definitive find features a badger-sized mammal preserved with its last meal still intact. In its stomach region, paleontologists discovered the chewed-up bones of a juvenile dinosaur. This era was a diversity showcase for our ancestors. Mammals developed warm-bloodedness, grew large brains, and operated as active nocturnal predators in their own right. Life rapidly adapts to fill every available ecological role, regardless of which group currently sits at the top of the food chain. The dinosaurs did not end because of evolutionary failure. They thrived for 100 million years until a massive 10-kilometer rock violently interrupted the experiment. The Chicxulub asteroid impact filled the atmosphere with sulfur aerosols and ash, plunging the globe into darkness and instantly shutting down worldwide photosynthesis. Without plants, the food web collapsed from the bottom up. The specialized herbivores starved, followed by the massive carnivores. The survivors were adaptable scavengers who could hide in the dark and wait for the skies to clear. The very specializations that made the giants dominant in a stable greenhouse environment became their ultimate liability the moment the sun disappeared. This graph reveals a sobering modern parallel. The Mesozoic climate shifts took millions of years to unfold, but humanity is currently injecting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere 100 to 200 times faster than natural post-ice age cycles. The rock record offers a direct physical forecast. We know exactly what happens to the ocean when massive amounts of carbon enter the system rapidly, sweeping acidification, oxygen depletion, and the collapse of delicate ecosystems. Our position at the top of the food chain is not a permanent fixture. Mammalian dominance relies entirely on the random cosmic chance of an asteroid clearing the board 66 million years ago. We are fragile occupants, currently running a deadly, vastly accelerated version of an experiment the Earth already ran 186 million years ago.